What is up, guys? Spencer Tracy here, and today, if you could tell by our surroundings here, we are in the Fort Lauderdale airport. Thankful that we had a 8-hour delay today, that we actually get to come here and talk to you guys. But you know, with this delay, we were just thinking about kind of this last year, maybe some lessons that we learned, and also going forward, what are some things we maybe want to change in our lives in this coming year, 2020? So with that in mind, we actually went around the terminal and asked people just that. What would you say is the biggest lesson you learned in this past year?
Floss more. You gotta floss, okay? Cavities are terrible and you gotta floss. Maybe not to trust a lot of people.
Same, that's what I was gonna say, that's what I was gonna say.
Friends come in different places. When you least expect it, they come and help you out.
What would you say is the biggest lesson that you learned in this past year?
The biggest lesson that I've learned: don't fly Allegiant.
Biggest lesson I've learned is to be probably content with wherever you're at in life, and don't keep like trying to find a better place, because wherever you are, that's where you're supposed to be. So just stay happy with what you're doing and don't try and find happiness. Just be happy with what you're doing in the moment.
I would say it's probably that it's important to balance work and your personal life. It's easy to throw everything you can into your work and, you know, miss life happening around you. So,
Well, the biggest lesson I've learned this past year is like if you're reaching for a goal, like try your best for it, because you never know what the outcome is going to be for it.
The lesson I've learned is to be safe, be careful around your surroundings.
I would say to just, instead of like always looking for the next thing and like oh, this is next, just enjoy like the day you're having, instead of like, you know, like, oh, this Friday I'm doing this, like just enjoy like your Monday.
What would you say is the biggest lesson that you learned in this past year?
I learned that when one ages, one can reestablish the interests that you had when you were in your 20s and 30s, and then you got busy and had kids and forgot all that. So you can do it again. I learned that I love traveling alone and have nobody to think about but myself in a very selfish way that's very adventuresome, and it's terrific, and I encourage everybody to do it.
Don't spend all my money on food. I spend all my money on food.
Learning to be patient, which is something that I have to learn every year. Even though my wife tells me I'm a very patient person, I find when I'm driving, that's a different issue entirely.
The lesson that I've learned, I feel like I have been just constantly put down by life, and so getting back up and trying again would probably be my biggest lesson.
To not worry, because God's got it.
Now, with that in mind, like looking at this next year, 2020, what is the biggest thing that you want to change going forward into next year?
Save my money.
focus more on how to get away from work, like I am this weekend.
Well, I'm graduating college, so getting a real job. I want to change from being a server to being a nurse.
More of a mature person, and as I grow up, like not just grow up in height, but grow up in like maturity.
At 59 years old, I'm finding there's a lot of things I could change but don't.
Being more focused on my goals, for sure.
You come closer to God.
Looking forward to 2020, what is the biggest thing you want to change in your life in this coming year?
Flossing more, but also I'd like to save more money and get out of credit card debt.
I think the biggest one would probably be trying to be more self-compassionate.
This coming year, to stay as happy as possible. No need to be sad. It just ages you. I don't want to be aged. Stay as happy as I can and young.
My own home, and make sure my kids are happy. And thank God for seeing 2020.
Yeah. Probably just stop looking forward. It's good to look forward to things, but not like think your day away looking for the next thing, I guess.
I would say saving money more, learning how to save and not spend it.
To not worry, because God's got it.
To make the most of what time we have left, which is an unknown for everybody, regardless of our age.
Those are some super awesome responses. I know we had such a blast filming this video and just talking to everybody in here in this airport. You know, it's always, sometimes in life you get those situations that aren't the best, like a delayed flight, but it's all about how you turn that around and what you do with that situation.
Perspective.
Exactly. I know for me, when I think about kind of what this last year, the biggest lesson I've learned from it, it's probably just, wait, hold on, let me think about that real quick.
Mine is just what the word surrender really means. You know, a lot of times in life, we're fighting life. We're fighting what we think we should be, what we think things should look like, what we want to be, and it makes us dissatisfied and unhappy with what's going on. But surrendering to the process. Life happens in the process, it's in the middle. Surrendering the will and the ego, your idea of what you want to do, and surrendering to what happens around you and the plans that God has for your life. That was a big lesson for me this year, and a big lesson for Spencer too.
Yeah.
He got it tattooed on his arm.
Right there, it's probably upside down, or yeah. Yeah, I think, touching on that, I think for me that was kind of the biggest lesson I learned this year, was to trust God straight up. Like, you know, I think so much has changed in my life in the last 2 years, but in this year especially, just with a new business and being married, yay, you know, and that all came when I stopped trying to set these standards and set these bars of who I thought I needed to be, and just kind of
And controlling everything.
Yeah, exactly, and just accepted, like, you know what, God, I give you control. You know, let your will be done, and just allow me to just surrender to it all. You know, you said surrender, and I definitely think that that was a big thing this year, is just being happy with who I am, and just knowing that I can be used in ways that are bigger than myself, I think, as well, too, you know?
And I think too, just remembering that each and every one of us has gifts, and if we hold them in, we're not doing anything to better the world, but someone out there has what you, or needs what you possess. Someone out there needs what you possess. Someone out there is needing your gift.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, just sharing those gifts and realizing that that is what they are and that they are meant to be shared was my biggest lesson this year. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. We would love to hear your biggest takeaway from 2019, and also what do you want to change in 2020? How do you want to up level? Share it with us. We would love to hear it. We'd love to help you get there if there's anything we can do. And if you like this, subscribe. Please share it with your friends, and give us a like, and we hope to see you guys in our next video.